What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MA Sports Pod. And today we are going to be going over way too early NFL season award predictions. We got everything covered here: Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, and most importantly, MVP. But we're going to get started with our picks for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And who wants to go first? You want to go first, Michael? We're also joined by a very special guest, Ryan Vacasella here.
Yep.
This pick. So you want to go first, Mike, on Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, I'll go first. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm very high on him. I think Anthony Richardson is going to take Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's an absolute beast, and he showed it in his second game. I know the first game was a little shaky with that sidearm throw with the interception, but I think he just was getting settled in, and I think he's going to be an absolute monster.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, he could definitely have his ups and downs. It's a rookie quarterback, so we'll see. But what do you think, Bobby?
I definitely like Richardson more as a future guy rather than first year. I think first year he's really going to struggle. I think the turnovers are going to be too much, and I don't think the team's good enough. I think for Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, sorry, I'm kind of more expecting someone maybe with a better record, maybe just more important stats, more impressive stats. I don't know if I trust the Richardson as soon as he comes into the league, but I definitely think he's going to be the best quarterback out of the three that were drafted high. I just don't know if he'll be the best starter.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Stroud's the most pro ready, but he's not my pick. Who's your pick, Bobby?
I have Bijan, actually. I think that 1,500 rushing yards and maybe 750 receiving yards isn't impossible for him. He's going to be the heart and soul of that offense on the ground and through the air. He's really going to be Ritter's best friend this year. So I think Bijan's just going to have the stats. He's going to have the touchdowns. He's going to have the yards. And I think the Falcons could make a playoff chance. So I think that on top of the wins, on top of all the stats, I think Bijan just has it in the bag.
Yeah, man, I completely agree. My pick is also Bijan. I think the pros to him winning Offensive Rookie of the Year is he really just fits into the offense so well. If you think about Arthur Smith and those Arthur Smith teams, they love pounding the ball. I mean, you ran for 1,000 yards with Tyler Algier last year. Now you're taking a running back in the top 10. Like, dude, he's going to get usage, and he's going to get a lot of it. Also, just the first generational back we've seen since Saquon. I think he's kind of expected to win Rookie of the Year. His odds are plus 250, so he has easily the highest odds for Rookie of the Year candidates. And it's like you said, it's the best friend to a young QB is the running back spot. So cons, I guess, would be Tyler Algier did rush for 1,000 last year.
I think he's going to take all the goal line. He's going to be the goal line back for that Falcons team. So I think him taking away touchdowns could lower his chance of winning Rookie of the Year. But that's pretty much it.
I'll put money on Bijan having 12 plus touchdowns this year.
Yeah, I just don't think you take a running back in the top 10 if you're not going to use him every down, honestly. Like, he's going to be a workhorse.
I think Algier will definitely get his carries, but I really don't see him taking so much. I think it will be more like a 75-25 split. It's 75 Bijan, 20 Algier, maybe 5 Cordero Patterson. I think that's what the Falcons are kind of looking at.
I could see that too. And real quick before we move on, I just want to throw a deep sleeper out here. So if anyone's a betting man and they love high odds here, this one's at plus 8,000. And my deep sleeper Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Aiden O'Connell. You guys might not even know who Aiden O'Connell
is. He's not playing a game. He's not getting on the field.
Quarterback, 3rd round pick. I'm just going to go over his pros first. He plays QB. QB is the position that gets elevated for these awards most of the time. Jimmy G, year after year, goes down with injuries. Year after year. When was the last year Jimmy G played a full year healthy? Okay? He has some weapons on that offense. He has Devontae Adams. He has Josh Jacobs. Now they have Jacoby Myers. 71% completion percentage this preseason and threw for nearly 500 yards and 4 touchdowns without any picks. I get it, it's preseason, but the style of play is easy for him. It fits his mechanics. And the cons, of course, are that he's not the starter. Young QBs
not even the backup.
Easily.
Not even the backup.
And yes, he is. He's the backup.
Brian Hoyer's the backup.
Division. Brian Hoyer.
Josh McDaniel loves Brian Hoyer. He's had him in every single offense he's ever played in.
Okay, I'm just saying. Mark it down when Jimmy G goes down mid-year and Aiden O'Connell's lighting up the league. You heard it here first, okay?
What do you think? He's this year's Brock Purdy?
Yeah, kind of. He's just like, I like the style of play, dude, and he fits the offense. It makes sense for like a deep sleeper pick.
See, where I thought you were gonna go with that, I thought you were gonna go Zay Flowers. I don't know how high his odds are, but he's really looking like he's gonna be the best receiver in Baltimore. He's one of those guys where he just looks electric on the field. He gives that real Tyreek Hill type of electricity on the field. I hate the Ravens, as everyone knows, Ravens hater. But you watch Zay Flowers play, he passes the eye test, and he's probably the only receiver in that receiving room as well who isn't, injury prone. Odell was just out for a year. He's been out so many times. Odell's injury prone. Rashad Bateman's played like maybe 15 career games in 3 years. So, I don't know. I think Zay Flowers is going to be on the field for at least 14 games this year as a wide receiver 1 in an offense that's looking to pass more with a new OC. I kind of like Zay Flowers as a bit of a sleeper.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think he gets a lot of the reps in the slot, but I don't know if he's going to necessarily have the touchdowns because of Andrews, because of Bateman, because of these guys on the end. But I think that was good for offensive rookie of the year. Moving on to defensive rookie of the year. You want to go first, Mike?
Defensive rookie of the year. I'm gonna say Gonzalez, bro. I think he's probably he got picked by sorry, Jesus Christ. He got picked way later than everyone thought.
Yes.
And I think it was a steal in the draft, and I think he was the best defensive player in the draft besides in the secondary at least. So I think Gonzalez is my pick.
Definitely debatable. My pick, I have Will Anderson here. Again, another odds-on favorite. He's going off at plus 400, plus 500 right now, but just dominant SEC pass rusher for multiple seasons. Like this guy, if he was coming out in the Trayvon Walker, Sauce Gardner class, he was going number 1 overall. Like he has been dominant for years in the SEC, the best conference in America, has all the tools you want in a pass rusher, and should just be a day 1 game wrecker. Picked at number 3, the usage will definitely be there. I don't really see any cons to why he shouldn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he's going to get a lot of sacks, I think.
I think why I'm actually picking the other edge rusher in the top 10, Tyree Wilson. I'm taking Tyree Wilson because I'm looking at the Texans, right, and I see nobody else on that D-line. They've let Okonkwo go to the Browns for literally just out of free agency. Who can you name another edge rusher on the Texans?
On the Texans?
Yeah, other than Will Anderson. Other than Will Anderson.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's going to get he has.
But that also means that he's going to get the double teams and he's going to get the pulling guards. I think that Tyree Wilson lining up across from Max Crosby is really going to help him. He's going to get the one-on-ones, and a guy who's like 6'6", 250 pounds, an athletic freak. He's going to take advantage of bad tackles. He's going to take advantage of guys like DeJuan Jones from the Browns, guys like that who just aren't really that technical. And don't get me wrong, he's so raw. But we've also seen raw prospects really just do well first year. And I think Tyree Wilson's the next of just guys who are just going to be good off the bat. I think from I think he might get 10 sacks this year. And that what was that?
No, you're good. You're good.
I definitely think that if he gets 10 plus sacks, I think if he has more sacks than Anderson and Gonzalez, Witherspoon, none of these other guys really have crazy seasons. I think that he might win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I could see that. I think, you saw, like you said, he's raw, but Micah Parsons was a raw pass rusher too, dude, and he lit it up. Like, he was not a pass rusher coming out. Everyone thought he was going to play off-the-ball linebacker, and he lit up the league at a pass rusher spot. So I like it. It's bold. Another name I want to mention before we move on is Witherspoon, Devon Witherspoon. He's a top 5 pick in the draft. A lot of guys in that Seattle secondary, so he won't have the pressure on him to cover the top receivers, but he's also a physical corner and a sound tackler. Seattle knows how to draft corners, dude.
Exactly.
He might look real good, and it might be inflated because he's not going to be going against all the ones, but he might look really good, and it might carry him to a sleeper Defensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. And then just...
Is he going to be in the slot?
What's up?
Is he going to be in the slot?
I don't think he's going to play in this league.
No.
Another name, because I'm a Giants fan, Deontay Banks. He was one of the best corners in nickel to play nickel in and the Giants are going to play a lot of nickel formation this year, I've heard. So I think he's a very physical corner, and I really like him so far. And I feel like the Giants secondary is just getting way better, and our line is just. I think our defense as a whole is getting way better, and Deontay Banks could really help us. So I think he could maybe not win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I think could be in the conversation.
Yeah, and the only
Shout out
cons
to
I
I was
would
gonna say
with these rookies is with the corner rookies especially is just that it's so hard. Like people forget that corner is the hardest position on defense to play, and especially for rookies, the adjustment period is very tough. And maybe the recency bias is there a little bit on all of us because Sauce Gardner was just unbelievable last year. But like the normal steps for corners is they are not good their rookie year. I don't care how good, usually not.
Look at the other corner who's drafted in the top 5, Derek Stingley. I mean, he was hurt last season, and even when he was on the field, he didn't look good at all. So, I mean, people look at Gardner and they look at Pat Surtain and they're like, these guys are young, they're coming to the league, they're ready. But you really never seen that before.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
My version of this year's Tariq Woolen is Gilmore from the Lions. What do you have, like 3 picks in the preseason? And that guy, he's more of like a Trayvon Diggs kind of guy where he's really a ball hawk. He wasn't very locked down, sauce-like, but he had a lot of picks. And I just, maybe 4 or 5 picks as a rookie corner, that could be enough to get you a defensive rookie of the year. So that's my kind of like shit out of nowhere is no more from the Lions.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to an exciting award. People love hearing this one. Offensive Player of the Year. Where are you going with it, Mike?
Offensive Player of the Year. I think this year it's going to be. This is just me. I think it's going to be Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase is probably going to be the best receiver this year. They have the most high-powered offense. One of the most high-powered offenses with the Bengals. So, yeah, that's my take.
What do you got, Bob?
Actually, I have 2. Ja'Marr Chase is one, but my other one was Nick Chubb. I think it's finally his time. I think Nick Chubb just maybe gets 2,000 yards this year. And the Browns team, who I wouldn't, if I was the Browns, I'd be pounding the ball 2 downs this year, and then 3rd down let Deshaun maybe throw. But for me this year, I love Nick Chubb on the ground. One of the best throw lines in the league. One of like a really, really, really well skilled team. And for me, the biggest weakness on the Browns is quarterback. I don't know how much I trust Deshaun Watson. So if I were the Browns, I'd go Nick Chubb, 250 to 300 carries this year. I don't know. That could be.
Yeah, I like it, man. He's got that offense all to himself for the first time, and people are sleeping on him. Like, you're not hearing Nick Chubb being thrown around as much as you should. He's going to be a dynamic player. I really like that. My pick is going to be Ja'Marr Chase, too. I agree with Mike. I think it's his time now. Justin Jefferson won it, but the first 2 seasons in the league, he went over 80 receptions, over 1K receiving yards, 9 and 13 touchdowns. He's primed for an even bigger year, I think, as he just grows even more into his prime. And with a Bengals team that really looks like it might be primed for a Super Bowl run here this year, he just has an otherworldly connection with Burrow, dude, and everyone sees that. Everyone knows it. It's the best quarterback-receiver connection in the league. Explosive, and I could even argue that he's the most talented receiver in the league, and he's only 23 years old. So I think it's his time coming. He's going off at plus 1,000. He's actually the odds-on favorite this year, which surprised me. And just my sleeper would be, and this might surprise people, but I think my heavy sleeper offensive player of the year would be Bijan. And for the same reasons as he gets rookie of the year, I just think he finishes maybe number 1, or I think he finishes number 1 in maybe all of the big running back stats, like across the board. The cons is he's a rookie. We don't know, but he has all the talent, dude.
I don't know about all of the running back awards. I definitely think that he will probably come top 10 in yards, but for me, it's going to be the scrimmage yards. It'll be the scrimmage yards for him. He's going to have so many receiving yards this year, and that's what it is. If he gets 2,000, maybe 200 scrimmage yards, overall, 2,200 plus scrimmage yards. I think that's enough for an offensive rookie, not even offensive rookie, offensive player of the year case. I think it really is just a
Yep. So on to defensive player of the year. Kick us off again, Mike.
Someone else go.
I'll take Micah Parsons. I think this year is Micah Parsons' year. Cowboys are really not primed to have a great season, so I think that if they do, it's going to come down to Micah Parsons. Really, I think 20 sacks this year, and my two are between the two guys who I think are due, and that's Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett. I think they're both due.
Yeah, I like Myles.
I think
Garrett.
they're both due. So
I like those two a lot. My pick. Listen, I'm a Jets fan, but this is no bias here. I'm going Quinnen Williams. He really broke out last year. 12 sacks. He's disruptive in both the run and pass game. And if not the best interior defensive lineman right now, he's definitely top 3. I don't think it's arguable. He has maybe the best defensive line in the league this year around him. So he will get a lot of 1v1 reps. They're forced to not double cover him or not double team him. I'm sorry. And the only thing I would say against him is the Jets do have a heavy D-line rotation. So he definitely won't get all the snaps, but when he's in, dude, he's a game wrecker. What do you got, Mike?
Nick Bosa probably for me. I think San Francisco is defense is gonna be really good this year, as it always seems to be. But yeah, Nick Bosa for me.
Yeah, those are all good picks, dude. Any of that could happen. But I mean, comeback player of the year. We don't have to spend too much time on this.
Damar Hamlin.
Damar Hamlin. It's Damar.
But should he
doesn't
be?
matter. No, it doesn't even matter.
He could get cut in week 4 and he'll still win it.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think he should be. I think the player that it should be is between Tua, Stafford, and Kupp, whichever one of those players has the best year. But it will be Damar.
It'll be Damar. There's no way.
If it's not Damar, it's gonna be Tua, because I think Tua, just with his scary head injuries, if he has a just amazing season, which I think he will have, it will be Tua. Coach of the year. Move on to that.
Yeah, coach of the year.
All right. For me, I got Sean McDermott. I think Buffalo is just right there. If it's not this year, it's going to be one of the next years. They need to just get over that hump. So yeah.
I think that Buffalo's window is closed. I don't know. I don't know if Buffalo makes the playoffs this year.
Stop.
I don't know. I'm more.
They're still very.
I think the Jets will win the division, and I think that
Angelo is literally chin to chin right now.
No, bro, the Jets just have the best team. The Jets are the best team in the East. The Bills have been on a slight decline each year. The Bills have been declining each year. The Bills' window is getting lower and it's closing. The Bills' window is closing. Their best chance was 2 years ago. And now, ever since then, they've just been getting worse and worse. They barely beat Skylar Thompson and the Dolphins last year in the first round. I don't know. I think that the Bills are like my sleeper team to miss the playoffs.
Okay. Who's your coach of the year pick, though?
I think the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson. They have 10 free wins on the year. They play the NFC South and the AFC South. That's 10 free wins for them.
It's any given, dude. They're going to drop some of those games. I think
they will. They'll drop one or two.
Orleans is better than people think. They're going to drop some.
I do as well, but the Jags are so complete. The Jags are so complete. I think the Jags are going to get the 1 seed in the AFC. I think they'll go 13-4.
I think Doug Peterson makes sense. But what were you saying, Mike? Salah or who?
I just think if it's not my pick, I think just one of those top teams coaches are going to win it. I don't think the Jags are there yet. Come on, they barely made the playoffs last year. They
barely made the play. They were in the AFC Championship game last. Oh no, they weren't. Sorry, my bad. They made the divisional round last year. They
weren't. They barely, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, they barely made the playoffs. They just got better.
I think Salah or McDermott for me.
Okay. I also have Salah. I think it's a top 5 roster in the league, and I think when you flip a losing record team to a top team in the AFC, which is what I think they will be this year, that usually warrants the Coach of the Year award. But my sleeper pick is Arthur Smith in Atlanta because I think Atlanta could win that division, sneak into the playoffs at 9-8, and really bad last year. So that could also warrant Coach of the Year.
I definitely like the Atlanta pick. Arthur Smith was one of my sleepers. My other sleeper, I don't know how much of a sleeper it is, but I like Mike Tomlin this year. I think that the Steelers, if the Steelers are a playoff team and they get like 11-6, 12-5, I think
I like the roster. I do like the roster this year.
I mean, if Kenny Pickett takes the second-year jump that, I know a lot of Steelers fans really want him to take, and if he really improves, I think that there's a chance that if the Steelers win the AFC North, which is the hardest division in football, Mike Tomlin might take it.
Past the Bengals.
I don't think so either. I think the Bengals will be the one seed in the North. I think the Bengals will definitely take the North, but I think the Steelers are right behind them with the Ravens. I think the Browns are definitely the outlier in that division.
I don't know. I do think the Browns are
Whoa. Wait. I like the Browns better than the Steelers.
No, it's
yes. I like the Browns.
Browns don't have it, man. Poverty franchise. They don't have it.
I like the Browns better than the Bengals week 1.
I like the Browns over Bengals week 1, but it's close for me with Browns Steelers.
Well, I mean, Burrow coming off the injury, I could see it.
Yeah, but
I could see it, but I don't know, man. I think the Bengals are by far and clear the best team in the division.
If Denver plays good, I think Sean Taylor could low key.
Sean Taylor?
Yeah, because Denver's roster.
Sean Payton.
Sean
Taylor died 10 years ago.
All right, bro. Sean Payton. Sorry, Sean Payton.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Mike. I agree.
I think Denver is going to be better this year.
That's another sneaky pick for Coach of the Year. They were one of the best rosters in the league last year. If they flip it at all. Yeah.
Real good defense. They rely on Javonte Williams a lot. I think there's a good chance they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know. He's coming off the ACL. I wouldn't.
Russ has to really pick it up though. He can't be a bottom 3 quarterback again.
Agreed. So everyone's favorite now, our final award. We got the MVP award. I'll start off. The favorite play for most people is Joe Burrow. Loaded offense, arguably the best QB in the league this year, but he does have the tendency to start off slow, and along with that, his calf this year. I don't know. Might we look for some of the same? So that's not going to be my pick. My pick is actually going to be Aaron Rodgers, and here are the reasons why. Okay, he's got a chip on his shoulder. The mix of weapons and his guys around him is going to be big for him. That's a big part of it. But the biggest part of it is that he has Hackett again. And Hackett was not a good head coach, but the last 2 times he had Hackett, he won MVP both years. Every year that he's had Hackett, he's won MVP. He's gone off, dude. And the only con I see with Rodgers, the only thing stopping him is maybe his age slows him down a little bit. Maybe he gets knocked out of a couple games due to durability. If it's not injuries and he looks just the same as he did a couple years ago, dude, he can really take it, and I don't think it's much of a surprise either.
Yeah, I like that, but go off my Coach of the Year pick. Mine's Trevor Lawrence. I think he just takes another step. I think if Lawrence has really good counting stats, leads the Jags to the number 1 overall seed in the AFC, I think it's Lawrence's MVP this year. He was really the best college prospect we've maybe ever seen, bar Andrew Luck and Cam Newton possibly. But I don't know, man. I love Lawrence this year, and he was really rough his first year. But that second year, you could even take the big step he took towards the back half of the season. They beat good big teams. They beat the Cowboys. They almost beat the Chiefs. Like this team, if Christian Kirk did not drop that ball, the Jags would be in the AFC Championship last year. And that's like going off that, the Jags only got better. They're adding Calvin Ridley. They added some defensive pieces. I like the Jags this year a lot, and I think if they are the best team in the AFC, it's Trevor Lawrence's MVP.
That's fair. Totally fair. What do you got, Mike?
I think Lamar Jackson wins the MVP this year.
Excuse me.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Lamar's not playing 17 games.
One name that I want to mention.
Oh my God, dude. Lamar Jackson is gonna torch the league this year. I can't wait. but I don't have to worry about that problem.
Ravens 10-7, unfortunately. 6th
Okay.
seed in the playoffs. Not happening.
My mention that I need to get this name out there because I really think there's a shot at it. If you like playing the odds, he's at plus 5,000. You can get really good odds on him. It's going to be Brock Purdy, dude. Okay. So just hear me out here. Hear me out. 49ers offense is clearly laid out for him. The weapons are everywhere. The O-line is great protection. Second year in the offense, so he's more comfortable with it. His first year in the offense, he went off and almost won Rookie of the Year in just 9 games played. He completed 67.1% of his passes which is the exact same percentage as Mahomes last year. Okay. With 13 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, passing for 1,374 yards in 170 attempts. So to put that in perspective, Josh Allen threw for 2,909 yards on 397 more passing attempts. Okay. He only threw for 2,000 more yards. And the
Also
only
a Josh Allen down year. It was a Josh Allen down year last year.
But I'm saying you gotta look at the numbers in perspective. Like, this dude can fucking ball, and it's his second year in the league. And the only thing that I could see messing it up is the elbow, if it's going to be a lingering issue. But I don't think it will be. He looked fine in preseason.
How close did Jimmy G ever get to winning MVP in San Francisco? Was he ever close?
He's always hurt. He always gets hurt.
I guess, but when he played the full season, when they went to the Super Bowl, how close was he that year? Was he
I don't
probably?
know. I'll have to look
Yeah,
at
I can't imagine he. The thing is, I think Brock Purdy. I think he'll be successful in San Francisco. I don't think he'll have the stats. I don't think he's throwing 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns like you need to win an MVP as a quarterback.
I think he could.
I think his stats are going to look more like 3,900 to 4,200. 25 touchdowns to 35 touchdowns, 10 to 15 picks. I don't know.
Oh, I think he's better. I just think the offense is laid
I
out.
think there's a better chance Kenny Pickett wins it.
Whoa, I don't know about that. I do like Pickett MVP this year. No way. No way.
I think there's a better chance that Kenny Pickett wins MVP over Brock Purdy. If you want to talk about the back half of the year, okay. Kenny Pickett had 1 interception in his last 9 games.
Good. I like Kenny Pickett, dude. I think he's a quarterback. I think he'll be good this year. I don't think MVP is in the discussion for him right now. What do you?
I agree. I don't, and that's the thing is that I agree with that. I don't think Pickett has any chance at MVP, which is where I put Brock Purdy. I put Purdy in the Pickett range. I don't think Purdy really. I get that it's a long shot, but I don't see it. I can't see the vision. I think my long shot would be Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I mean he was top 5 in it last year. He was top 5 in MVP race last year for a long time. He started slowing down towards the end of the season, but at the beginning it was Mahomes, Hurts, Cousins. That was the top 3 for like the first 10 weeks of the year when the Vikings were 8-2, 9-2.
Wait,
for a while.
That's my long.
Is Hurts a favorite for MVP this year?
The odds-on favorite is Joe Burrow.
No, is he like one of the favorites this year though?
Hurts is top 3, I believe. Yeah.
Top 3. All right, I just want to read something for you guys.
Here we go. It's the Daniel Jones comparison. Everyone.
He's a Giants guy. Daniel Jones.
Shut the fuck up.
How many rushing touchdowns did Daniel Jones
Jalen
have
Hurts
last
had
year?
3,701 passing yards. Daniel Jones had 3,205 passing yards. Jalen Hurts, 22 passing touchdowns. Daniel Jones, 15 passing touchdowns. 66.5 completion, 67.2 completion. QB rating, 4th. QB rating, 6th. 760, 708. Yards per carry, 5.9. For Jalen Hurts, 4.6. Rushing touchdown, 7-13. Number 2 defense in the NFL. Number 1 O-line. Number 3 wide receivers. Daniel Jones, number 17 defense. Number 30 O-line. Number 32 wide receivers.
Can I ask you something?
There is no question.
Can I ask you something? Do you know how many 40-plus yard air yard passes that Daniel Jones had last year? How many? Take a guess.
Did you just read what I said?
Yeah, no, take a guess. No, okay.
Yeah, the number
Okay.
30 O-line. Daniel Jones
how many? Do you know how many passes Daniel Jones threw for more than 40-plus air yards last year?
Dog, Dog,
Take a guess.
all I'm saying is that Daniel
He had
Jones and
0.
if Daniel Jones goes in the Eagles offense, he doesn't succeed. Tell me that.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think
What?
Daniel Jones,
You guys-
he
you
was so bad until DeBoll gave him the easy crossing structure. You know how easy the Giants' offense is to
Because
play in?
oh my God.
Isaiah Hodgins.
Who was he
Isaiah
throwing
Hodgins
to?
looks like a good receiver. Do you want to know
Who was he
why? Because
throwing
they were
to?
wide open. Because they were wide
Who
open.
was he throwing to?
Hodgins is actually
throwing
pretty good
Dabble,
last
Dabble's
year.
a very good coach. He has a very good scheme. I don't think Daniel Jones is a top 15 quarterback. I'm sorry, I don't.
I don't
It's all
either.
right,
I
you guys
think
will
that
see. It's okay. It's okay.
Daniel
You guys will
Jones.
see. Jalen Hyatt will torch the league this year.
Jalen
Hyatt
Oh my
will
God,
torch
this is
the
another
league.
one, dude. There's Giants fans are so high on Jalen Hyatt. You need to come down. He's a 3rd round wide receiver. It's not
Yeah,
like
he's fast, but there's about nothing else to him.
there's
Yo,
a lot.
Angelo,
he has
Angelo,
no
you're acting like he
contested
didn't
catchability.
torch Sauce Gardner.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Sauce closed
He
on
did.
him.
He never-
Oh
And
my
then
he
God.
didn't.
Sauce was on his
Wait. Let
on
me
his
pull up
hip.
the
and
I'm
clip.
pretty
squatted
sure
him.
I'm pretty sure he torched Alabama. I know he didn't torch Sauce.
No,
though.
no. He torched Sauce.
No,
he
dude,
did not
he was,
torch Sauce.
dude,
No,
he
there was
closed
one
in on
where I
him,
saw the
and his
clip.
second
Sauce
No,
didn't let up a
No,
touchdown
there
in
was
college.
one. There
it
was
was
one
an
clip.
incomplete pass.
No, there was one clip where he like Sauce was right on him, but there was another clip where he just
Dude, do you
torched-
know how many times bad receivers beat Sauce Gardner last year? And every corner gets beat. Every receiver,
But
every
isn't that-
receiver runs a
Isn't
good
that
route.
like the
every
whole
so
thing of
often.
Sauce Gardner? He rarely gets beat.
What
Yes,
was the
but he
result of
still
the play?
gets
It was an
beat.
incomplete pass.
It doesn't
Why are you
matter.
celebrating
He has
incomplete
no
passes?
contested catchability. Jalen Hyatt played in the easiest offense in the entire college football last year. Tennessee runs a fake offense. They don't run a real offense. So no,
A fake
Jalen
offense.
Jalen
A fake
Hyatt.
offense.
Why do you think he
Torched
fell?
Alabama.
Why do you
What are we
think
talking
Jalen
about?
Hyatt?
The
Why
fuck
do you
is
think
a fake
Jalen Hyatt?
offense? What the
Why do you
hell
think
are you
Jalen
talking
Hyatt
about?
fell so far? Because
You're
Tennessee
acting
doesn't
like
run a real
Alabama isn't one of the best college football teams.
Alabama was
last
pretty
year.
bad
What
last
the
year. If you
hell?
ask me.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Alabama had the Heisman and they still were pretty bad last year. I'm just
Bro,
gonna put that out there.
Alabama
Bryce
is
Young
not
was the
all
number one
Bryce
overall
Young's
pick.
not all that, dude. He's not all that. He's not as
Bryce
good.
Young's not that good either. I agree. I don't think Bryce Young's that special, but at the same time, they have a Heisman winner, a top 3
Alabama is
top
still
3
one of
pick
the
in the-
top college teams in the country
How-
every
Didn't Bama
year.
have 3 losses last year?
And Tennessee torched Jalen Hyatt torched them. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
talking about? Fake offense.
I think,
What the hell
dude,
does that
I
mean?
like Jalen
listen,
Hyatt.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying there's other receivers better. He was
Yeah.
drafted in the 3rd round for a reason.
Yes,
There's
I
two
know,
guys-
I know.
There's
I
a
know, but
reason
we
why
needed
Hyatt was not a first
he
round
was
pick.
perfect for our offense. We needed speed, and we got it. He's
Yeah,
perfect for our offense. We have Paris Campbell. We are speedy, bro.
I'm
we
saying
have
I
Wan'Dale
won't be
Robinson.
surprised if he puts up like 700, 600 yards this year, which is
Yeah,
good.
I think
That'll be
Jalen
good.
Hyatt is
I
like
think
No, I think he puts up a
650
little
yards.
more. I think he puts up more like 900.
I don't know if he gets close
'Cause
to
I
1,000.
think-
The Giants don't throw the ball deep enough. They don't throw the ball
Yes,
deep
because
enough.
who the fuck is going deep for the Giants?
Darius
oh my
Slayton's
God.
a fast
Who is-
guy.
Darius
they had-
Slayton. Oh, yeah, Darius
I
Slayton.
watched
football.
Darius
Hell
Slayton
no,
catch
bro.
a lot of
He
deep
is
balls
not
back in the
dusting
day,
anyone.
man. Darius,
All right.
Slayton's very fast. He's a very
think
fast dude.
if I'm being honest, I think Jalen Hyatt's comparison would be Darius Slayton. I think he's Darius Slayton with better hands. But he doesn't run
Oh.
better routes.
It's not that bad of a comparison, honestly. Darius Slayton is
No,
very
Darius
fast.
Slayton's gonna be
Darius
really good
Slayton's
here.
fast and
I
runs
really like
decent
him. He
routes.
looked like a
Jalen
wide
Hyatt's
receiver.
fast, doesn't run great routes, but has pretty solid hands. I don't know. I think I
I
don't
like
know.
Wandell more than people think. But
I don't
that's,
like Wando.
that'll wrap up our preseason awards prediction. Way too early awards. A lot of things could change, but we had you covered with every award here. A lot of good debate, a lot of good opinions. So if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, like, comment, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for coming on, Ryan.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks for having me, boys.